Well, good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. Yeah, the 13th of August. Hard to believe. Yeah, normally I remember I would do my formal uploads on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this is just happening to occur right now. It's not a portend of more formal. As you can tell, I'm not dressed up and all that. Oh, I do have, because of the subject matter, my Take It shirt from Infowars. Okay, I'm wearing that. I'm going to be wearing it all day, no matter where I go. No, I'm not really back. Like I said, I'll do impromptu uploads every once in a while when something really that I feel is very important is going on. I mean, I could talk about Hong Kong and China and a lot of different things. But I got to keep it close to home, and this one's serious. And I'm trying to get this done before Infowars comes on, so I won't interfere with you guys watching that. I have two things to say, basically. And the first is, and I put it out in a tweet. If you have Twitter, you can look at my Twitter line and you can see all the things that I've been saying there. And I use Twitter because I can directly address Trump at three places: the White House, POTUS, and at Real Donald Trump. And often I will send those messages there. Whether he reads them or not, it's not doesn't matter. I suspect that there's somebody there who's keeping a tally on what people are saying. That would only make sense. But this is why I needed to come up and say this real quick this morning. And good morning, everybody. Thank you for always looking for me and keeping the notifications on. And I don't mean to have abandoned anybody, but it's like I said in my June 13th, the point of no return. I really think that the table has been set, and the people that are going to do the right thing are going to do the right thing. The people that are going to do the wrong thing are going to do the wrong thing, and that's just how I feel about it. But this one's important. First is the whole situation with Jeffrey Epstein. I've said enough about that other than this. I do not understand, and I tweeted this out. I do not understand. Trump is in charge of the executive branch, and that includes the DOJ and the FBI. Going to this whole investigation. Barr says he's going to do a big investigation and all this. Well, that's just fine and dandy, but he's using, under Trump's okay, the same people that caused this problem in the first place. And I've called Trump out on that. There's no sense in calling Barr out on it because he'll never see it. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous that President Trump continues to use the Department of Justice. He has to in some regards. I'm not fooling myself, okay? But there are other ways for him to do these investigations, and to allow Epstein to be under the Bureau of Prisons control and the DOJ's control and the FBI's control that has unlimited access to the Bureau of Prisons facilities, federal ones. That's crazy. We've known for a long time that Clinton owns the FBI. It's obvious. And I'm not going to get into the details of that. But this is absolutely absurd. That he should have placed Epstein, with as important a thing as this is, to take down the pedophile and human trafficker elites around the world that are behind so much of this evil, for him to allow the very same people that started the coup against the American people and against him to have access to Epstein like that is absolutely, well, it's damn near criminal. It's damn near criminal that he did that. It's not just the lack of judgment. There's something wrong here. Now, he sends the FBI, or allows the FBI to be sent to, the pedophile island. Well, let me tell you something. Okay, he's got CBP people there, Customs and Border Patrol, and New York PD. If you think that the FBI doesn't have people inside their organizations there, in the CBP and the New York PD, unless Barr personally selected these people, knowing who they are. If he allowed Ray to do this, anything that comes out of that is not going to be worth the paper it's written on. It's a shame that Trump just doesn't understand that he is in a war and he can't treat this as a political deal. Yeah, I saw who's in charge of the. Well, he's not in charge of it. Madan, I think is his name. He was part of the forensic team during the House Judiciary Committee's checking into the JFK assassination, and he's the one that concluded that it was a single bullet. And you know what? He's an ass. Okay, I'll just say it. He's a paid-off ass, because anybody who shot a rifle at a living target knows that that's not what happened. It was not a single bullet. But at any rate, yes, I know that. I was going to make a video about it, but Trump didn't declassify all the JFK material like he said he would. The IC talked him out of it. Oh, well, maybe George H.W. Bush had something to do with it. Well, then release it now. Anyway, you're getting me off track here. I've got another subject I want to hit real quick. Yeah, I know. And Trump's now you're getting me off topic here, but I know the whole First Amendment thing, meetings and executive orders and all this crap. We're going to lose this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to lose it. So anyway, Trump keeps using the same people to investigate that caused the problem in the first place, and to send the FBI. The FBI and the IC has infiltrated all of our institutions. He needs to pick up people under Article 2, Section 2. How many times have I been saying this? So it's Trump is negligent, he's derelict, or he's stupid or complicit. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. I said Barr would try to save the system, and no matter what DeGeneva says, and Greg Jarrett, and all these other people, Sean Hannity, I'm sorry, 99% of the FBI is not good. I'd give it maybe 50 if we're lucky. Okay, that's the first thing I want to say. I'm appalled that, as I said before, that Trump allowed these same people in the FBI and the DOJ, etc., to go after this whole situation with Epstein, but then to go search the island. Oh my gosh. Trump is he's out of control, or he's dumb. I don't know which it is. The second thing I want to bring up is kind of along the same lines. This thing with Cuomo yesterday where he was called Frito. Well, this morning, what happens? Or maybe it was late last night. Trump tweets out, this shows that Chris Cuomo, we ought to apply the red flag laws to him. He's nuts. What? What? Is that the standard that Trump is thinking for applying these red flag laws, which are unconstitutional in the first place? That because somebody, I don't like Cuomo, but as Liz Wheeler said, he's a public figure and he gets accosted probably all the time. Not just the liberals aren't the only ones that get face to face, right? Get in your face. And here's one where a guy did, and I'm not saying that it was wrong to approach Cuomo, but, you say your piece and you leave. You don't sit there and intimidate the family. And that's exactly what was happening. Cuomo stood up to it. And because he stood up to it, he could be subject to his weapons being taken under Trump's interpretation of his own red flag laws. Ladies and gentlemen, this is out of control. This is out of control. We can't do this. Trump's got to stop this. And he won't. I've long suspected that he was placed there to placate us into non-action while they take us down. And I've seen all the lists of the things that he's done, good and bad. The bad ones outdo the good ones. Civil asset forfeiture, 5G, this thing with red flag laws, attacks on the First and Second Amendment. He doesn't attack the First Amendment, but he's done nothing to stop it. This should have been taken care of at least a year ago on the First Amendment. And I'm tired of the meetings and the rallies and the investigations with no action. So like I said, I'll be real surprised if anybody goes to jail, but maybe a handful of people, if that. So, okay, that's all I had to say this morning. I want you all to be able to go get your news elsewhere. But this is not good that Trump puts the FBI and the DOJ, allows them to go and just... It's like Stefan Molyneux said, he can't believe that they're going to come out with the right evidence. Hillary controls the deep state. Hillary and Obama, through Soros and others, control the deep state, the IC, the FBI, the DOJ. Barr doesn't have control of that organization. Any of it. And Trump certainly doesn't. He should take command of it. But no, he's got to be out there, doing his celebrity status. You know, uh, anyway, it's out of control, as I've said all along. And the last month, I just realized that all we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is get ready to take care of ourselves. Trump's not going to be there to save you. You know, the nurse, the Patriot nurse, I think's her name. I on my June 13th uh, video that I did that day that was about the point of no return. I put a link in there to a video that she put up called Divine Judgment, and talking about all the crazy things that our country has done and how evil, in fact, we really are. And unfortunately, because she talked about the dangers of the LGBTQ thing and how it leads down the road to other things. I'm not saying that heterosexuals can't be bad. The Epstein thing proves that. But the point is, it's this quick sliding slope, slippery slope. And she mentioned all that. She mentioned abortions, everything that this country has done wrong. Not everything, but a lot of it. And YouTube took it down for hate speech. So now we can't even talk about what's right and wrong anymore, because there are people that are in control of these social media platforms that tell you that you can't call out the people for their wickedness. They're evil. This is not a good sign, ladies and gentlemen, and Trump is doing nothing. I don't care what he says. I don't care what he says. All right. Okay, I'm going to go. The Dame of Dichotomy is back. I've talked about my past many, many times. None of that's a secret. If anything, as I've said, ladies and gentlemen, these are all things that have taught me, and I've taken the lessons, okay? Whether you like it or not. I love women. I do. I love women. Good-looking women that are smart, know what they're doing, aren't catty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do, and I'll admit that. No kids. Matter of fact, I've never had anything to do with a woman under 25, I think, 24 maybe, even when I was that age. If somebody tears down the relationship between men and women, there's a problem with them, okay? All right. That's all I had to say. Go watch. I'm sure Alex Jones will have some information on all of this. He's got to mention something on this red flag law and how Trump addressed Cuomo. And again, Trump may have been using it for, a political theater or whatever. But as I said a long time ago, you do not use our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, as a joke or as barter. You don't trade off our rights. You don't use the Constitution, the Bill of Rights for trading for what you want politically. We can't do that anymore. We can't. And Trump's doing bad. He's doing bad things right now. Bad things. He's helping the FBI and the DOJ to cover up the entire thing that happened against him, really, and against us, more importantly. And he's going down the same trail now, allowing them to go over to this pedophile island and be able to investigate all this. And, of course, the red flag laws and civil asset forfeiture and all that. Okay? All right, I got to go. Nice seeing you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Like I said, you're going to have to take care of yourselves. Nobody's going to be there to fix this. This is not going to, even if Trump wins 2020, I don't see anything good happening out of this anymore. I just don't. You got to be on your toes. As I've said, keep your situational awareness on high, eyes on the horizon, ears to the ground, prep, pray, stay out of the way. Look what they want to do. They want to put people under red flag laws to do something. Have an argument with your roommate or your wife where they're trying to criminalize normal human behavior. I'm not saying beat up somebody, assault somebody, shoot somebody. I'm talking about having a disagreement. They want to go that far now. And as Ray said, if you disagree with the official narrative, you're a domestic extremist and possibly a domestic terrorist. Trump, where do you think these laws are going to go? We're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got to say. Hey, thanks for everybody coming. I hope you all take care. Keep your interest in. I know Alex. He drives me crazy. All of his commercials. One continual run-on commercial, and his ego and all that. But he's still got a lot of good stuff there. And I mentioned a lot of other people before too. So just keep it up, okay? Hold on to those guns. Go buy guns and ammunition, as Colonel Kurt Schlichter says, and Colonel Robert Manus, and Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Schaefer. We're all saying the same thing. Matt Bracken, Craig Sawyer, et cetera, et cetera. All of us are. If there are military officers like, well, he wasn't an officer, but that congressman from Texas, with the eye patch, I've forgotten his name right now for some reason. Maybe that's a good thing. But these guys that call for disarming the American people in any way, shape, or form are your enemy. They are your enemy. I don't care if they were a 4-star general. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. We'll see you later out here. Show my shirt while it's shutting down.